This is an Islamic Guidelines YouTube channel. You must subscribe, like, and share.
Out there, sealed behind a wall that stood for thousands of years, waits a nation unlike anything humanity has ever come up against. When they finally break free, and they will, they're not coming quietly. Rivers will run dry in front of them. Every living thing in their path gone. And if the old accounts are right, they won't even look human by that point. Something closer to monster than man. We might be closer to that moment than most people realize. A lot of the major signs of the last day have already come and gone, one after another. And when these creatures finally pour down off the hills and mountains, nothing built by human hands is going to be strong enough to hold them back. Not an army, not a wall, nothing. This is the story of one of the most feared signs of the end times. Gog and Magog. In Arabic, Yajuj and Majuj. Quick thing before we get into it. If this is your first time here, this channel covers Islamic history and the signs of the last day. Subscribe if that's your thing, drop a like, and let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Alright, let's get into it. Before Gog and Magog, there was the Dajjal. Long before any of this happened, the earth had already lived through its darkest trial. The Dajjal, the one-eyed false messiah. He didn't just trick people. He rewrote how the world worked around them. He'd tell the ground to grow crops, and it listened to him. He pulled off things that left entire crowds stunned, and plenty of desperate people ended up following him because of it. He told the world flat out, "I am your Lord." Fire fell from the sky whenever he commanded it. Anyone who refused to bow was destroyed, and his followers made sure of it. Believers didn't have anywhere left to go except the mountains. Caves became home. Food ran out. Water ran out. Every day felt like a punishment. Every night like a nightmare. Like the world itself had turned into a kind of hell. At some point, when hope was nearly gone, they cried out, "O Lord, when does this end?" And then the sky opened. Jesus, son of Mary, came down, hair resting on his shoulders, and stood face to face with the Dajjal. That was it. Trial over. The Dajjal was destroyed. For a while, things felt right again. People told each other, "We're safe now," genuinely believing the worst was behind them. Flowers came back. Birds started singing again. Kids played in the streets like nothing had happened. But that peace didn't last. It never does. The earth cracks open. It started with a sound, low, rumbling, coming from somewhere underground. Rocks split. Mountains shook. Even the seas seemed to boil. Then the ground gave way completely. And they came out of it. Nobody can really say where they came from. Underground the whole time? Some other world entirely? No one knows for sure. What people do agree on is what they looked like and what they were capable of. Short, but strong in a way no ordinary person could match. Eyes that burned red. Teeth like blades. Hands that tore through things like claws through paper. They ate everything living. Drained lakes dry. Whatever stood in their way didn't stand there for long. This is Gog and Magog, one of the great signs that the last day is near. Who are they really? Scholars have gone back and forth on this for centuries, honestly, and there's no single answer everyone agrees on. Some say they're just human, a lost nation from the east, maybe tied to the ancestors of the Mongols or Manchus. Al-Tabari traced them to Turkic tribes. Ibn Kathir placed them somewhere north of China. Others reject that entirely. In their view, Gog and Magog belong to another realm altogether. Some accounts, including one credited to Al-Suyuti, connect them to the unseen world, even hinting at ties to the jinn. So which is it? And more to the point, where are they right now? To get anywhere near an answer, we've got to go back thousands of years, to the story of one of the most remarkable rulers who ever lived. The king who built the wall. His name was Dhul-Qarnayn, the two-horned one. And honestly, his story is one of the strangest and most debated in all of Islamic history. Some accounts put him roughly 5,000 years back. A few historical sources tie him to ancient Yemen and mention his cousin Qadar leading military campaigns against nations that had rejected the truth. Whether he was a prophet or simply a righteous king who feared Allah, that's never really been settled. Scholars still disagree. What we do know from the Prophet Muhammad himself is that the hour won't come until 10 major signs have shown up. Smoke covering the earth. The trial of the Dajjal. A strange beast rising from the ground. The sun rising from the west. The return of Jesus. Gog and Magog. 3 massive landslides, east, west, and the Arabian Peninsula. And finally, a fire that pushes everyone toward the place of gathering. Dhul-Qarnayn ruled as one of the most powerful men alive in his time. He believed firmly in Prophet Ibrahim, and Allah gave him something rare: real power paired with real wisdom, and the means to travel and rule across huge stretches of the earth. Some old accounts say he carried 2 banners into battle, black and white. By day, the black one trailed behind his army, cloaking their movements in shadow so enemies couldn't track them. By night, the white one went out front, lighting the way like daylight hadn't even ended. On one journey, through land that today would fall somewhere in Kyrgyzstan, he crossed mountains, open plains, seas, meeting nations most people back then didn't even know existed. It might have been the most important journey of his entire life. Passing through a narrow stretch between 2 mountains, he ran into a community in real trouble. A violent tribe up in the mountains kept raiding them, tearing through everything and leaving ruin behind. Desperate, they turned to him and asked for protection. The Quran touches on part of this, describing how, when people asked about Dhul-Qarnayn, it was revealed that Allah had firmly established him on the earth and given him the means to accomplish nearly anything. His path eventually led him to a place where the sun appeared to set into a dark, murky spring, and he found people living there. Allah gave him a choice: punish them or treat them with kindness. He chose justice. Wrongdoers would answer for it now and again later, while those who believed and lived rightly would get the best of rewards, treated gently. After that, he kept moving, eventually reaching the place where the sun rises, a land where people had no shelter at all from the heat. And through all of it, the Quran makes one thing clear: Allah knew everything Dhul-Qarnayn had, and everything he achieved. Part 2. Dhul-Qarnayn's journey wasn't over yet. He kept going, and eventually arrived at a narrow pass between 2 mountains, where he found a people whose language was so unfamiliar that outsiders could barely understand a word of it. These people were scared, genuinely scared. They came to him and explained Gog and Magog were tearing their land apart, destroying everything in reach. Could he build something to keep them out? They were ready to pay whatever it took. When Dhul-Qarnayn actually laid eyes on Gog and Magog, something felt off. They looked human, but not quite. There was a wildness to them that felt more animal than man, even though they clearly weren't animals either. Whatever they really were, one thing was obvious: nothing survived behind them. The people begged again. Build the wall. Stop them. Left alone, Gog and Magog would just keep spreading ruin for as long as they existed. Dhul-Qarnayn thought it through, and with Allah's guidance, he landed on a plan. Bring me iron, he told them. Build a great fire. He turned down their money outright. What Allah had already given him, he said, was worth more than anything they could offer. All he wanted was their labor, working alongside his own. So they got to it. Iron gathered from everywhere it could be found. Stone stacked on stone, layer after layer, the wall climbing higher with every pass, until it finally sealed the gap between the 2 mountains completely. Molten iron poured through the gaps to lock it all together. Once it reached the height of the mountain peaks, Dhul-Qarnayn gave one more order: bring copper, melt it down. The molten copper covered the entire structure, sealing it, hardening it into something even stronger than the iron alone. And that was it. The wall was finished. Solid enough that nothing could climb it, nothing could break it. Not by any power except Allah's own will. Gog and Magog were shut in behind it for good. Before he left, Dhul-Qarnayn made one thing clear. This wall was a mercy from his Lord, nothing more. When Allah's appointed time finally came, the wall would come down. Because whatever Allah promises always comes true. Behind the wall. So did that settle things? Not even close. According to Islamic tradition, Gog and Magog didn't just sit behind that wall doing nothing. They kept multiplying, at a rate that's honestly hard to picture. Some narrations even mention a single person among them leaving behind 1,000 children before dying. Most scholars don't take that number literally. It's understood as an old Arabic way of saying an uncountable number. Allah knows best what's actually meant. Either way, the point stands. Over the centuries, their numbers grew into something almost unimaginable. The traditions describe them as a people set apart in how they looked and how they lived.